You know what's crazy? The Viking Age didn't end with a single battle. It ended with paperwork.
Not swords, not blood, but treaties, kings, and the slow creep of Christianity. The people who once terrified half the known world didn't vanish overnight. They were transformed.
And the truth is, it's not the ending you think it is. To understand how the Viking Age ended, we first have to ask, what was it? Let's rewind, back to when it all began. Late 700s. The North Viking. Wild, cold, untamed.
No kings, no border, just survival.
Then came 793 AD Chieftain. Monks praying, bells ringing.
Then screams.
That raid wasn't just an attack. It was a statement.
Europe now knew the North had teeth. For 250 years, those ships ruled the seas.
Raiding, trading, exploring, from Britain to Byzantium. They reached as far as North America's eye, Vinland. But the Vikings weren't just warriors. They built towns, minted coins, made laws. They connected worlds, pagan North and Muslim East. Yet beneath all that power, something fragile. A storm was coming, and not the kind they could sail through. By the 900s, Europe was changing fast.
Feudal lords! Standing armies!
And everywhere Talmud, the church.
The Vikings faced more than steel. They faced civilization. Christian kings, organized kingdoms, written law. And slowly, the old Norse ways began to look outdated. Some adapted, trading instead of raiding. Others converted her half, not for faith, but for power. A cross on your chest meant peace, memory, and profit. You could marry into royalty, trade in foreign ports. Scandinavia wasn't isolated anymore. It was being absorbed Pathis, politically, culturally, spiritually. And the free clans of the North became kingdoms. The wild sea wolves were turning into statesmen.
But one man wasn't ready to surrender that old world.
His name was Harald Hardrada, Bleun, the last Viking king. He fought across continents, from Norway to Byzantium.
He was rich, ruthless, unstoppable.
But he wanted one more thing: England's crown.
In 1066, he invaded with a massive fleet.
First stop, York! The Battle of Fulford.
Victory. The old gods must have been smiling. But fate had other plans. Days later, Stamford Bridge. The English king, Harold Godwinson, was ready.
Battle erupted, shields splintered, arrows rained.
Hardrada fought like a legend until fate stilled his roar.
He fell. And with him, the last true Viking dream.
Thousands died. The Norse were crushed. And in that muddy English field, an era ended.
But here's the twist. The Viking Age didn't die there.
After Stamford Bridge, the raids stopped.
No more fleets. No more thunder on the sea.
Because the world moved on. Weeks later, England was invaded again, by William the Conqueror. A descendant of Vikings, but fully European now. Back home, Scandinavian kings built cathedrals, not longships. The old gods faded into memory. Thor's hammer became the cross. Even language began to soften the trend. Latin influence growing.
The change wasn't brutal. It was quiet. Like watching ice melt, rain, slowly, inevitably.
The old world didn't fall. It faded. But the Vikings didn't vanish. They evolved. They became Danes, Norwegians, Swedes. Still Norse at heart, just dressed in new faith and law. But deep down, a fire still burned.
1,000 years later, we still talk about them. Movies, metal bands, history books, Plugspit the still. The Viking myth refuses to die.
Why? Maybe because they represent something we've lost.
That raw defiance. That hunger for more.
They didn't wait for permission, they just went. The Viking Age's end wasn't just history, it was transformation. From warriors to kingdoms, from myth to modernity.
And we've been chasing that spirit ever since.
Because deep down, maybe we all have a little Viking left in us. That urge to explore, to defy, to matter. The Viking Age didn't end with a bang. It ended with a whisper the fout of prayers and treaties.
Longships rotted quietly in their harbors.
But the echo never truly faded.
It's in our stories, our symbols, our imagination. Every time someone dares to go beyond the known.
That's the Viking spirit, reborn. The Viking Age is over.
But the fire they lit still burns.
If you made it this far, you probably feel that same pull. That curiosity for the untamed past. So if you want more stories like this, the real ones, the forgotten ones, hit subscribe and let's keep exploring together.
Because history isn't over yet.